Alright, the time has finally come. Blizzard has released the Shaman Talents. So I'll do one video, which is like raw reaction, maybe just one giant video, but I'll show people what I'm doing as I go through it for the first time. As of right now, I've never seen anything so far, so I'll do it all fresh, and then we'll maybe make a couple of actual builds. Maybe that'll be a useful thing to do. My the first thing I noticed is that you have a weird, like, extra talent down here. I haven't seen this in the other trees yet. Usually they give you free things as like the first thing, but I guess we get 2 free things as enhanced. So I guess that's pretty cool. Astral Shift is definitely something you're gonna get. A Lava Burst. Okay, so this is probably where the caster specs are gonna hang out on this side of the tree, I assume. I just won't even get Lava Burst or Chain Heal, which makes sense. Going down to here. Frost Shock. I think this is the same Frost Shock that we have today. I don't think it's much different. Okay. Second row, we have a choice node between Thunderous Paws and Spirit Wolf. Okay, so Spirit Wolf sounds familiar to me. While transformed into a Ghost Wolf, you gain 5% increased movement speed and then 5% damage reduction every 1 second, stacking. I thought we just get more movement speed right away right now. That sounds kind of dumb. Maybe we get a better version of it later on. What's the choice node? What's Thunderous Paws? Ghost Wolf removes snares and increases your movement speed by an additional 25% for the first 3 seconds. So you get like a burst of speed. That's kind of confusing though, because it says like Thunderous Paws, you either get this or Spirit Wolf, but oh, okay. So we have Ghost Wolf, like maybe baseline, and these are modifiers on Ghost Wolf? Okay. That makes sense. Okay, so I don't know which one we take. Probably situational. We'll take one of them. Thunderous Paws, maybe. I guess Spirit Wolf is a DR, right? So that's what we take right now. This next one is a CDR on Astral Shift, which is probably the way to go, or an extra damage reduction. So I guess that's situational as well, but I'll take the CDR for now. I'm sure there are times where that won't be the case. And then Wind Shear, looks like the same Wind Shear I recognize, so I guess we'll definitely take that. Capacitor Totem and Cleanse Spirit. I guess I will just assume that we're going to always take Cleanse Spirit. Well, I guess it's situational as well now, but I don't know if I'm thrilled to have to, like, you know, make small tweaks based on, like, whether or not there are going to be curses. I guess if there are no curses, then I wouldn't use this. So maybe this is situational as well, which means Cap Totem probably the least situational of what I've seen so far over here, and then Tremor Totem again, technically situational. So I guess we don't have to take that. This thing over on the Ellie side increases your fire and frost damage, so that could be something that we take. But let me see what's on our side of the tree over here. So we have Focused Insight. Casting Flameshock reduces the mana cost of your next heal by 10%. Reduces, sorry, the mana cost of your next heal by 10%. And increases its healing effectiveness. This is kind of casting Flameshock. When you cast Flameshock, you reduce the mana cost of your next heal. That's kind of weird. Why? Okay, so I guess we're just maybe can we not take that? Maybe we can not take that. Flurry. Flurry increases your attack speed by 15% for your next 3 melee swings. So this is like basically a passive buff that makes us value crit if our white damage ends up being very important. I guess we'll take that as opposed to Hex. So we only need one more talent in the first part of this tree, and it's between this and oh, actually I haven't seen this one either. So we have a choice node called, I guess it doesn't have a name, between Guardian's Cudgel and Static Charge. So Static Charge is probably what we have today, where it's like CDR based on how many you hit, and the other version is when your cap totem is destroyed, you get another cap totem. Okay, so these are kind of like from the current expansion as well. I'll guess I get this attack one, right? Like the damage one, even though it's not a lot of damage. But these are are maybe useful at some point. I'm also assuming that I'm not going to go to like the left side over here for anything seriously. But we'll see the Capstone Talents. Nature's Fury increases the critical strike chance of your nature spells by 2%. Yeah, I guess that's good. Why not? I guess that counts for Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolts, pretty much. Right? Is this Ankh? While Ankh is off cooldown, your maximum health is increased by 10%. While you are at full health, Ankh... Oh, okay. That's pretty good. We get... Reincarnation cools down 75% faster. That's pretty cool. We should stay at full health for a while, right? Which shouldn't be a huge problem in Mythic Plus. We'll probably be at full health most of the time if you don't keep on throwing. So that's cool. This one... Was this what? Greater Purge and Purge. Okay. Where's Purge? Where's regular Purge? Do we get Purge baseline? Greater Purge and Purge. Okay, so... Regular Purge... This is the same. Removes a beneficial magic effect. Successfully purging a target grants a stack of Maelstrom Weapon. That's pretty good. That will make people actually purge. So that's nice. And then the other one is purges the enemy target, removing 2 beneficial magic spells. I like that. I like this a lot. Yeah, okay. I don't even know. I guess it's situational if there are tons of things to dispel. Maybe Greater Purge ends up being like a PvP thing in practice, whereas regular Purge is like the default. But hey, Maelstrom, extra Maelstrom for doing your job. I like that. That's good. Enfeeblement is a builder on Hex. What's that do? When Hex ends, you slow the target, and it reduces, or, is that an or? Yeah. Or it reduces the cooldown of your Hex by 10 seconds. Okay, so we may not be getting Hex baseline until we need to be the ones CCing something, so I guess we'll leave it undone. Going down into this middle tier, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th row, we have the Winds of Al-Akir. It increases the movement speed bonus of Ghost Wolf, and when you have 3 or more totems active, your movement speed increased by 7%. I don't think I'm gonna get that when you have 3 or more totems active. That doesn't... We would have Wind Fury totem. We would have maybe Earthbind. Yeah, that seems like I don't really want that. There are probably times where you do want that, but I don't want this right now. Well, but maybe I have to get it. What's this? Gust of Wind. A gust of wind hurls you forward. That's pretty cool. Like basically like the druid's front disengage, I assume. Probably literally that. Or a Spirit Walk, which removes all movement and pairing effects and increases your movement speed. That's kind of dumb. Like, I have to get that now. The Winds of Al-Akir? To get this, right? I want my Spirit Walk. I want the 60% movement benefit. But I also want the Gust of Wind thing. But I don't want to have to do this talent. So that's a bad. I don't like that. I'll do Gust of Wind by default. And no, actually, I don't know. I guess I'll do Spirit Walk by default. What's this one on the other branch? So going the other direction, we have Totemic Projection, which relocates your active totems to the specified location. Am I missing something about totems? Maybe I should have read through some other things first, but I don't think we need to worry about moving our totems that much. Maybe it's more of an Ellie thing? Ellie does share this like center lane with us. Or Nature's Guardian. I don't get Nature's Guardian now in Shadowlands, so I'm just going to try to not take it here as well. Although, what's over here? Increases your lightning bolt damage by 10%. I might want this if the Primordial Wave playstyle is coming back, though. So whether or not I'm doing the right thing is like unclear until I get to the real tree. But let's just go along with this for now. I guess I'd rather have Nature's Guardian and this. I still need a couple more talent points to unlock this this final row. I need one more talent point. So are there any cool single things besides Totemic Projection. Is there any other thing I can get? I guess Tremor, maybe, or Cap Totem, improved Cap Totem, or this super weird Flameshock heal buff. None of these things look exciting to me. Increases your fire and frost damage. Okay, I'll get that, because that's going to be Lava Lash and Frost Shock. So that's kind of weird. Maybe I'll come back to that. Go with the flow. Reduces the cooldown of your Spirit Walk. Okay, I think at this point I have to go work my way backwards from the Capstones. So what are our Capstones over here? It's a choice node Capstone. That's kind of cool. Did other classes have choice node Capstones? We can have either Creation Core or Improved Call of the Elements. And Creation Core calls an elemental, Call of the Elements affects an additional totem. Call of the Elements. What's Call of the Elements? I'm so bad about knowing the spell names. Like, honestly, I don't even know if we have this thing right now. Okay. Call of the Elements. Wowhead. Call of the Elements. Reset the cooldown on all totems with a base cooldown shorter than 3 minutes. I must not know something still about how we're going to be playing, because in Shadowlands we have pretty much just Wind Fury Totem, so this doesn't make any sense to me. Or the improved Call of the Elements, which is just okay, same thing. Never mind. Maybe we don't care about this side. Maybe we like this side. This is another choice node. Scroll down a bit. The middle choice node of the spec tree, class tree, is either Tranquil Air Totem or Stone Skin Totem. Stone Skin, I remember that. That was like from Vanilla, right? Stone Skin, you summon a totem at your feet for 15 seconds that reduces physical damage taken by the party. Party members that are within 30-yard range by 10%. That's pretty cool. That's like more group utility that we offer. In Mythic Plus, that's not bad at all. That's basically doubling the priest survivability, right? That's not bad, like, at all. Okay, but then what's Tranquil Air Totem? Summons a totem at your feet for 20 seconds that prevents cast, pushback, and reduces the duration of incoming interrupt. Okay, so this is like the LE version of it. This is kind of clunky to me. Like, these things don't really have anything to do with each other, right? Like, we're not going to be casting at all, so we're never going to take that. It's not really a choice. We would just take Stone Skin Totem, I guess. And then what's this one? Ancestral Guidance for the next 10 seconds. A quarter of your damage and healing is converted into healing on up to 3 nearby injured or raid. Okay, so this is like, we kind of get like a Vampiric Embrace as well. If we want that, which looks like we're not going to really get this. We have to invest pretty heavily into the healing side. So we're getting the Stone Skin Totem eventually. Let's work our way down there. So go with the flow, reduces the cooldown of Spirit Walk. This could be good, depending on the situation. Probably not, though. Surging, at least for Mythic Plus. Surging Shields. Requires the Shaman... Which one's? Enhancement. Increases the damage dealt by Lightning Shield by 50% and has an additional 25% chance to trigger Maelstrom Weapon when triggered. Okay. So we get Maelstrom Weapon when we get hit. Increases the healing done by Earth Shield, which we don't have, or do we have that? Do we have Earth Shield? It's way over here. So this is one of those things where you can, like, empower something you don't have, which is kind of weird. They've been doing that a lot lately. I'm not sure what's up with that. Oh, here's Call the Elements. Okay. Maybe I should have just moused up one. Okay, so it resets the cooldown of your most recently used totem. So that could be useful if you need to, like, get, like, a second cap totem out really quick for some double fear situation, but that's also very situational. Oh, increases your leech and avoidance by 3%. Oh, that's pretty nice. So, okay, we'll ignore that for now. And then we have a Poison Cleansing Totem. Summons a totem at the target location that removes 1 poison effect from a nearby party or raid member every 1.5 seconds for 6 seconds. That could be really awesome if there were lots of poisons that mattered. It would be really awesome all the time in PvP, I assume, because rogues are always a thing, but we may not need that. So what's this one do? Totemic Focus increases the radius of your totems. That's nice for us. Increases the duration of your Earthbind and Earth Grasp by 5 seconds. That's also good. Increases the duration of your healing stream and everything else. Okay, so that's not bad. Not amazing, but not bad. Oh, we can get Thunderstorm now? Does it still do the same thing? It deals damage and reduces their movement speed and knocks them... if it's Thunder Shock, then it knocks them upward. Otherwise, it's away. I don't know what that means. Maybe there's a thing that empowers this later on. But that could be cool. But so far, okay. So I've got 7 points left. So let's see, what do I get? I can get this one right away. This bottom one. So I would get Stone Skin Totem. That feels really useful. And then we have to fill more points in. So I would get Legion Avoidance. That's going to be nice. Spirit Walker's Grace. We don't cast. Maybe Tremor Totem. There's anything else over here? Oh, Earth Elemental. Earth Elemental. I want Earth Elemental. But now I have to get either Lava Burst or Chain Heal. I don't like that. Yeah, what the heck? I don't like that at all. I mean, I have the points to get it, but I don't know about that. Well, okay. Let's get Thunderstorm. That feels like something that we could use fairly often. And what's this one? Oh, Lightning Lasso? This is like the PvP talent, right? It stuns them and it deals, and it basically, okay. So it's a stun channel. So seems like a PvP thing. But we do have the option to have like a lot of baseline CC, which is pretty interesting. Like we could actually maybe more directly compete with a subtlety rogue, for example. Like me and like enhancement shaman and subtlety rogue both do a lot of funnel right now, but they have way more CC and utility in like the lockdown department, so they can handle a lot more mechanics and interrupts on their own. But maybe we can actually do that kind of thing. Either that or Thunder Shock. Okay, so this is what this is talking about. So if we're using Thunder Shock, then it makes Thunderstorm knock enemies up. So that's just like if you care about booping them too far into like some crap, I guess. Yeah, it basically turns Thunderstorm into an AoE interrupt without having to grief your group. So that's not a bad deal. And then we have 3 points left. So at this point, maybe if people are just like going to be lazy and they don't want to do a lot of build changing, then you can throw it into like Hex and Tremor Totem. Otherwise, Nature Swiftness, is this any different? Your next healing or damage ability isn't a crest and increase no mana. Okay, so that's not something we care about. So yeah, okay. I'll leave these points like as flex points, and we'll come back to like other things. I don't think anything over here is going to be very interesting. I haven't looked at these yet, so I could be like totally wrong. I rarely, if ever, press Healing Stream Totem in live, so I guess I'm just going to assume that that'll be okay in the future. These things over here, the other capstone side, these seem not that interesting. Like it's very totem focused, and I still don't understand. Like we still have like not that many totems, right? Like we're still doing Wind Fury Totem. I didn't even actually see Wind Fury Totem anywhere. I guess it would be over here, right? Okay, let's go to the main tree, and we'll come back to the left side after we understand a bit more like what they're going for. Storm Strike. That's our main thing. So looks like it's pretty much the same. It energizes both of your weapons and delivers a massive blow to your target. Okay. I know it's a main hand attack. Do they make it like a double attack? Lava Lash. This is my favorite ability. Still an offhand. Damage is increased by 100% if your offhand weapon. Okay, so that's still the same. And then Wind Fury weapon. That's still the same, it looks like. Lava Lash. This is probably still the same. Lava Lash is used against a target affected by your flame shock. Then it will be spread to 2 enemies. Oh, okay. So they bake the spread into. Oh wait, Lava Lash. They're both called Lava Lash. I thought this was Lashing Flames, but maybe it's like a typo in Wowhead. But either way, this is like the source of our ability to spread. Oh wait, we can spread to 4 enemies. Okay. I need to see the tooltip of flameshock so I know if there is a target cap removal that we're getting. Like, I really want to know that at this point. And then, okay, Primal Lava Actuators or Primal Primer. Primal Primer. That sounds interesting. Each time Flameshock deals damage, so PLA, looks like it's still the same PLA. Increases the damage of your next Lava Lash by 12% and reduces the cooldown by half a second. And what's this new thing? Primal Primer. Melee attacks with Flame Tongue active increase the damage the target takes from your next Lava Lash by 35, stacking up to 10 times. Okay, so we have an AoE version of this and a single target version of this. So that's pretty cool. We can choose the same Lava Lash build with funnel through Primal Lava Actuators, or we can turn it into like a single target thing with Primal Primer. So I guess I'll stick with... Okay. So I'll do a Mythic Plus build, because clearly there's like there's options at this point, right? You can do a funnel build. So I'm gonna go for our current build. The current build we have on live. I'll see like the best version of that we can make, and then it looks like we have to go back and make another version of this for like maybe a single target build. Feral Lunge. I like Feral Lunge a lot. I know people don't sometimes, but I like it a lot. Improved Maelstrom Weapon. Maelstrom Weapon now increases the damage it affects by 20%. Okay, so that's just like, we get that. Forceful Winds. Is this different? Wind Fury causes each successive within 15 seconds to increase the damage of Wind Fury. So whether or not, to me, I'm just going to assume that, like, you know, this is a different playstyle down the left-hand side, and it won't synergize very well with, like, the Lava Lash side. Raging Maelstrom. It can now stack 5 additional times. So I assume when you're leveling, like, you get 5 max stacks, but now you get 10 after this ability happens. Sundering. Okay. I think we probably end up taking Sundering again. And here's Wind Fury Totem. Summons a totem at your feet for 2 minutes. Looks like there's no cooldown or anything. So it looks like it's the same as it was, which means I still don't understand why this thing is like on our side of the tree over here. But I guess we take it, of course. Overflowing Maelstrom. We have a choice node here, right at the top of the second section, which is your damage or healing spells. Overflowing Maelstrom. Your damage or healing spells will now consume up to 10 Maelstrom weapon stacks. That seems really good, because we often cap on Maelstrom because we can't spend it all. And that would, I assume it means that it'll keep on buffing it. Like, we get another 100% damage buff for 5 additional stacks. So that looks good. Maelstrom Weapon now increases the damage or healing of spells it affects by 5%. Maelstrom Weapon now increases the damage or healing of spells it affects by 5%. Don't understand that. Doesn't it already affect them? Maelstrom Weapon now increases the damage or healing of spells that it affects by 20%. Right. So if I consume 5 stacks, then I'll get a 100% damage bonus because of this thing. But down here, it says, and now that... Okay, it must be an additional 5%? I think it means an additional 5%. So I don't know which one's better. This is like a sim question. Like, just pick the one that's better, right? I think that's what it's going to be. Storm Flurry. Storm Strike has a 25% chance to strike the target an additional time for 40%. This is the same thing that we have now. It's kind of weird that it's here, though. Like, if the build is at all like it is today, then we won't really care too much about Storm Strike damage. So we'll try to avoid that somehow. What's this? Increases all fire, frost, and nature damage dealt. Yeah, I'll take that. Ice Strike. This is a talent now that I've actually never picked because it's apparently not great. Strike your target with an icy blade. Deal some damage as frost. Snares them. Ice Strike increases the damage of your next frost shock. So whether or not that's useful is dependent on whether or not we're going to be frost shocking a lot. It could be just like an okay damage boost. But after that we get Ice Strike and Fire Nova And now also grant you 2 stack of Maelstrom Weapon. That's the same conduit that we have now. So this is like kind of situational, like whether or not we're gonna go the Frost Shock build, which in Mythic Plus I never did because I went for Fire Nova and we had no globals to spare for throwing in Frost Shocks. We couldn't get them both obviously anyway, but yeah, they were mutually exclusive. But where's my friend Fire Nova here? Hot Hand. I'm gonna want that. So I have to either get Storm Flurry or this thing, Crash Lightning. Okay, yeah, I get Crash Lightning. And then is it different though? Electrocutes the enemies. A lot of big formula there. It's 2 or more targets. It looks like it's the same. Nature damage to all targets in front of you. Okay, so we take Crash Lightning. And didn't other abilities buff Crash Lightning? It's like baked into this to like buff Crash Lightning, right? So we could not take it though. That's kind of weird. Hot Hand, melee attacks, 5% chance still. So that's the Hot Hand. We know it. We like it. Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning. What you talking about? What? This must be wrong. Maybe this is Lightning Bolt? And this is Chain Lightning? Why? Chain Lightning? This can't be Chain Lightning. Because unless it appears in both our tree and the elemental tree. I don't know what's going on with this thing. But each target hit by a Chain Lightning reduces the cooldown of Crash Lightning. Okay, so that just gives you a little buff. That's like how you would achieve. I don't know if that's important though. Like I'm not sure if I'd spend a point on that. This is actually just the interaction that reduces the cooldown of your Crash Lightning. But so far, Crash Lightning, I mean, it's basically a good Maelstrom builder. So if I'm gonna be, yeah, I don't know about this. I'm gonna hold my point here. How many points do I have? I've got 16, and I need 20 here. So what else can we get? Gathering Storm. Each target hit by Crash Lightning increases the damage of your next Storm Strike. It's not really synergizing with the Lava Lash build, though. We got a choice node here that we can go. We can get Ancestral Wolf Affinity, which means Cleanse Spirit, Wind Shear, Purge, and Totem casts no longer cancel Ghost Wolf. That's, I guess, convenient. Or you can get Refreshing Waters, which means your Healing Surge is 30% more effective on yourself. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what we do now. Stormbringer. Stormbringer. Your special attacks have a 5% chance to reset the remaining cooldown on Storm Strike. I guess maybe. Well, nothing over here is like looking all that great to me. I'm probably gonna go for like the Frost Shock damage at this point, or the extra Maelstrom through Frost Shock. What could I get over here? We could get more Stormbringer, which is just more Storm Strike stuff, or Elemental Blast. So it's looking like this side of the tree is recreating our like current single target build, maybe. Oh, Doom Winds. Yeah, okay. So here's Doom Winds. They have to really make Doom Winds a lot better though. Than increases your chance to activate Wind Fury Weapon. Wait, so it's a little bit different. Doom Winds increases your chance to activate Wind Fury Weapon by 75%, and it increases damage dealt by Wind Fury Weapon by 25% for 8 seconds, and it's a 1 minute cooldown. So now it's a spell. It's not tied to your totem. So that's good. Is it a totem itself? If it was, then I can imagine caring about this talent down here, the Call of the Elements. Then I would care about that. But it doesn't say it's a totem. It just says that it is an 8-second damage buff similar to the current Doom Winds. I don't like that. I don't think that 8 seconds is long enough. And yeah, I don't think 8 seconds is long enough. And having a window versus not having a window is really hard to min-max when you're in like a pug setting. So for most people, I think Doom Winds, if it's at all like the current Doom Winds in PLA, you would just never go Doom Winds. Though I still haven't seen Fire Nova anywhere. So I'm actually kind of confused. Where is Fire Nova? Elemental Blast, that's like single target. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to get the ice stuff. So I got the ice stuff. That's just like it's in my rotation anyway. I'll get a little extra Maelstrom for it, right? That's not too bad. And I need one more talent point. Is there anything that's okay that I can just stick a point into? Maybe Storm Flurry. Maybe something else that sets me up to do something else. Maybe I'll get the Stormstruck reset. I don't know. I'm just gonna get something. Something. Oh wait, Primordial Wave is over here. Oh, you bastards! You stuck Primordial Wave on the opposite side of the tree. That's really annoying. Is it the same? Blast your target with Primordial Wave, dealing blah blah blah, and applying Flameshock. Your next lightning bolt will hit all targets affected by your Riptide. I assume it also means Flameshock. It's gotta mean a Flameshock as well, right? It says Flameshock for Elemental. Like your next Lava Burst will also hit all of the targets affected by your Flameshock for 80% of normal damage. So it's gotta be Flameshock. The tooltip says that it makes our next lightning bolt hit all of the targets affected by a Riptide. Okay, yeah, that's a mistake. Because only our friendly targets will have Riptide. So it looks like it's the same Primordial Wave. But it looks like I'll have to waste a talent point. Maybe I'll take it back. But I don't want to like take it out of like this is the like Swirling Maelstrom is better than Ice Strike. I don't want to. Okay, let me take that away. Let's see. If I was gonna go over here, then I would either get Stormbringer now also causes your next Storm Strike deal 25% additional damage as nature damage. Stormbringer now also causes your next Storm Strike. Okay, it's a buff to that or Elemental Blast. I guess I get the passive because like if it's at all like the current PLA, then I don't have the globals or the Maelstrom to spend on Elemental Blast. And I'm looking for the cost here. It costs 3%-ish of your base mana or 90 Maelstrom. I assume it'll still be 5 Maelstrom for Enhance. That's confusing. Because we have 10 Maelstrom. So that's very confusing. I'm not sure how that... I'm going to assume it's exactly the same. Ascendance is over here. I don't know why. It feels like Ascendance and Primordial Wave should be swapped. Unless they're just trying to pretend that it's not like a literal like copy-paste of PLA. But I assume Ascendance is the same thing. It gives you a different Storm Strike, right? And you can attack from range. So we would never do that today. Well, okay, maybe now. Well, it doesn't buff our Lava Lash, so that's why we don't do it today. And we have to choose between that and the Feral Spirit talent, which makes which synergizes very well with our tier set. But tier set's going away, so I think what do I have? I have 19 points. Shit, I gotta spend 1 point, but nothing seems appealing. Oh, Fire Nova. Hey, there you are. Okay, Fire Nova or Hailstorm. Okay, so I'll take Fire Nova. Is it any different? You deal some damage to every Flameshock recipient. Fire damage up to 6 targets. Up to 6 targets. Why? Why? I hope that's a typo or a getting changed thing. Because currently on live, it does uncapped damage, I thought, but the cap was implicit in our Flameshock cap. But this will pick, I guess, like 6 random people that have your Flameshock. Actually, I don't even know if Flameshock is still capped. I haven't seen a Flameshock spell anywhere. So I'm assuming it's baseline. Because I don't see Flameshock. Unless I missed it somewhere. Unless I have to spec into the Flameshock as well. Static Charge. Yeah, I don't see... Oh, I can get Earthgrab Totem. That's pretty cool. Or a Wind Rush. I guess I would get Earthgrab. That's like a root, right? It pulses every 2 minutes, rooting them all. Okay, so that'll be a good point to have. That's like always potentially useful in any Mythic Plus dungeon. I don't see Flameshock. So I'll have to... let's do okay. Flameshock, Wowhead, Dragonflight. Flameshock. I don't know what the deal is with Flameshock. So I don't like this. I don't like how it's not uncapped. I feel like it's unreasonable to cap us still. It's not that good. We still wouldn't be that good if he didn't cap us. Flameshock is, Fire Nova is still the only ability that we really have. Where's Lashing Flames? I haven't seen Lashing Flames either. Speaking of AoE damage. Is Hailstorm still the same? Looks like it. Okay. Okay, let's put Fire Nova down for a second. It's still better than anything else we can get. Primordial Wave is basically what we have now. And Elemental Assault is Storm Strike deals 8%. That's the same as it is now. We don't want that with this build at least. Primal Maelstrom. Primordial Wave generates 5 stacks of Maelstrom Weapon. That looks like we get 10 stacks of Maelstrom Weapon with Primordial Wave. Okay, that's this seems like more of like a quality of life benefit than anything else, because because in practice you pull up your Maelstrom from the previous pull, so it would get like Maelstrom capped more often than not if we have this ability, but it looks like they're forcing us to do this in order to go down to Splintered Elements, which is it's the same. Lightning Bolt generates a Primordial Wave and increases your haste by 6% for 12 seconds. Maybe it's 6% because there's no Flame Shock cap anymore. So getting back to Lava Lash, Lava Lash. This must be not called Lava Lash. Lava Lash reduces the cooldown by 3 seconds, and Lava Lash is used against a target affected by your Flame Shock. Flame Shock will spread. But I don't see anything in here about like making your Flame Shock tick do a lot more damage. And Flame Shock will spread. So in 2 globals, we'll have 5 people with Flame Shock on it. And then with 1 more hit, we'll have like, I don't know, potentially like 9. In which case this would scale to a much higher ceiling, which would justify it being down to 6% from 10%, which is what it is now. But I would like confirmation on whether or not that's true. Like I do like that trade-off. I would prefer to have our Flame Shock spread to everybody, as long as like Fire Nova would also just work on everybody. Like why not, right? And Splintered Elements would I guess be like slightly worse. Until you have like, I don't know, like 4 more people, like comparing it to today. So I'll take that. It's kind of like a side grid. It doesn't feel like particularly amazing. It would feel amazing if Fire Nova was, or sorry, if Flame Shock was uncapped and Fire Nova was uncapped. As far as this goes, what am I working towards? I can get Alpha Wolf or Elemental Spirits. Alpha Wolf. While Feral Spirits are active, your Crash Lightning causes your wolves to attack all nearby enemies. Okay. I didn't know about that. Or I can do Elemental Spirits, which reduces the cooldown of Feral Spirits by 30 seconds and causes your Feral Spirits to be imbued with... So this is what I have today. So let's get that, I guess. Oh, I get Witch Doctors here? That's interesting. Is it different? Increases the damage, the chance to gain a stack of Maelstrom Weapon by 2%. And whenever you gain a stack of Maelstrom Weapon, the cooldown of Feral Spirits is reduced by 2 seconds. Okay. And we get Legacy of the Frost Witch. Okay, let's do Elemental Spirits, although Alpha Wolf, basically Alpha Wolf will be good if it sims well, right? In order to get Alpha Wolf to be good, what's the base cooldown of Crash Lightning? 9 seconds. So it's pretty likely. I assume it's still accelerated by haste, so you probably don't even have to use a chain lightning to reduce the cooldown any more than it is, which means that you can keep your dogs doing AoE damage by just hitting crash lightning on cooldown, more or less. So you don't have to work too hard for that. It'll just be free AoE damage, which is nice. Whether or not Alpha Wolf is good just depends on whether or not like they do a lot of damage. So we'll see how it gets tuned. Otherwise, you'll be going Elemental Spirits, I guess, to fish for like fire buffs still with PLA. And then Legacy of the Frost Witch. This is that other single target legendary that nobody uses now. It consumes 5 stacks of Maelstrom Weapon. Consuming 5 stacks of Maelstrom Weapon will reset the cooldown of Storm Strike and cause your next Storm Strike to deal more damage. So this is more of like a Storm Strike build thing. What's over here? Thorum's Invocation. These aren't very exciting, by the way. Like, these are our current like talents and like conduits and like legendaries. So these things aren't very exciting to me compared to like the Shadow Priest got like totally new abilities, right? What's Thorum's Invocation? While Ascendance is active, Windstrike automatically consumes up to 5 Maelstrom weapons to discharge a lightning bolt at your enemy. So this is big single target, right? While you have Maelstrom Weapon, Windstrike consumes, so you will like have no problem capping Maelstrom. Like you're gonna be, this is like a really good single target ability. Like you won't ever cap on your Maelstrom. You'll just automatically dump Maelstrom into lightning bolts by doing the Windstrike, which is what you're doing anyway, which also builds Maelstrom, if I recall. So that seems like a pretty strong single target build. Ascendance, what do we have? We have 2 talent points left. So we could do, nothing seems like a no-brainer to me, though. Everything else is like going with a different style of play for Enhancement Shaman. Like you can use Ascendance right now. Does it give you it deals a little bit of damage to an enemy, reduces the cooldown of Storm Strike, and gives you ranged like attacks. So like unless you're gonna go all into a Storm Strike build and Storm Strike stats, which are not the same as our Lava Lash stats, you'll be going like more crit as opposed to like mastery. So these builds are still pretty anti-synergistic. Like you've got to choose one or the other, like Lava Lash or Storm Strike. I almost feel like something else should be at the top, and then Storm Strike and Lava Lash should be like the head of these different paths, because they're like they're going to be the respective like, you know, main damaging ability for either of these builds. While Ascendance is active, you gain Maelstrom. Yeah, so it's kind of weird what they did here. Like they start you off like, here's all the Storm Strike stuff, here's all the Flameshock and Fire Nova and Lava Lash stuff, the current PLA basically. This is like the current PLA. This is like the current Witch Doctor Wolfbones. And they cross paths again down here to force you to go back out of your lane of the tree. So you have to cross over to the Storm Strike side without wasting as many points as you can to get Primordial Wave, or vice versa. You have to somehow not waste points on all this stuff to get over to your Ascendance and your single target. So looks like both of these will definitely take the middle. This is just like a thing you'll press still. That's fine. And Elemental Assault, Storm Strike, yeah. So nothing else screams out to me as like really, really useful, to be honest. Like, okay, maybe I'll just like dump them in here. You know, now I'll get some Maelstrom generation. I can improve the Chain Lightning, Crash Lightning interaction, but like I don't need to do that. Like these things don't do a lot of damage in and of them by themselves. The only reason I would want to make them like have that interplay is so I can like fit more of them into a Doomwinds window, which is like not this build. Elemental Spirits. This AoE can already be pretty easily kept up without getting this talent, so you don't need this to synergize with your Elemental Spirits talent. Or sorry, not Elemental Spirits, your Alpha Wolf talent. Like if this ends up being really good, then you don't need to take this to reduce the cooldown of Crash Lightning to actually keep this buff up. So yeah, this is just, it depends on like, I don't know, what's better. Like, are they tuned well or not? In which case you go Elemental Spirits. But having the CDR on these things is actually pretty nice, so that's good. I have a lot of questions, like, where's flameshock? Is flameshock baseline? Actually, we can go over to the post where, oh man. All right, let's go over to news or Wowhead here. Shaman, and did the team at Wowhead find anything about flameshock? I don't think so. Oh, it's just like pictures of stuff. So, okay. So yeah, I'm confused about a couple of things. I really want to know, is flameshock uncapped? And the answer better be yes. And is Fire Nova uncapped? And also the answer should definitely be yes. Like, it wouldn't even affect that many people in the game. I'm sure not every dungeon even has enough mobs to leverage, like, you know, something like that. And Fire Nova is still like a 15-second ability. It's our only thing that hits everybody. It won't be that bad. Just tune it so that it's like, I don't know, it just drops off with like more targets or something. It just feels bad to have it be capped. I don't know where's our equivalent of Lashing Flames. Like, Lashing Flames today? I'll bring it up here. Lashing Flames. Lashing Flames. Lava Lash increases the damage of Flameshock by 100% for 20 seconds. So I don't know where that is in this tree. I hope I didn't miss it. It should be this. This is the icon for it, right? This is the icon. This thing is probably misnamed. It should be called Lashing Flames. And I don't know why it doesn't buff our Flameshock damage, but it should. Because without that, we literally are only funnel. Like, the cool thing about PLA is that you can go funnel or AoE, but you have to go AoE by tab targeting. And it's just like higher skill cap ceiling mode that you can play that it would be a shame for it to get removed. And especially, like, it should be included with like a longer duration if Flameshock is uncapped, so you can just tap to more people, and it would be like really good, like, the longer the pull gets, right? And there's still like a natural cap on how many Lashing Flames you could even apply, because eventually it'll start to drop off faster than you can, you know, keep up with. But PLA being back, cool. Not exciting, but cool. Maelstrom being able to consume up to 10 stacks, also cool. Not like groundbreaking. It's like smoothing out some of our pain points. Straighten these trees out, make it all one side, make it, you know, make sense, so we don't have to waste some talents going to like stuff like Primordial Wave. Like, why do I need to get a Crash Lightning talent or a single target talent or a Stormbringer talent to get my Primordial Wave, which I obviously need. Yeah, so okay, not terrible. It feels like they're kind of just like recreating the current playstyle, but smoother to me. This new thing is kind of lame. I wish they would give us other new things on the bottom of the tree. Like, these things are all old things that are just like repurposed. The whole build like is like the old builds but repurposed. So I think they can make it a little more exciting. But that, and what's with the totem thing over here? Like, do we care about totems or do we not care about totems? Like, I think we don't care about totems, right? Like, all we really care about for totems is like Wind Fury, and then maybe like all these utility totems like Earth Grab. Where was Earth Grab? That's a 1 minute cooldown, so I guess that would be reduced. But that whatever. Like, you know, 1 minute's short enough. I don't need this. I still have an extra 2 points, and I don't feel like I am missing out on that much. Like, these capstones aren't that good. Yeah, like I can get this, but like resets the cooldown of your most recently used single totem. So, I mean, maybe if like Earth Elemental counted as a totem, because don't you technically drop a little totem to get him out there? But yeah, but okay, so here's my 2 talents. I need to get either Lava Burst, which I will never ever press, or Chain Heal, which I like might one day press, unless Lava Burst is affected by Maelstrom. Which I doubt it will be. So it's probably literally useless. So we probably have to get Chain Heal and then Earth Elemental. So that feels bad. Like, Earth Elemental, make it, you know, somewhere in the middle over here, I think. Because we definitely want that. Okay, so I would give the tree like a B, a B, a B for the first take. Need to answer some questions. What's up with flameshock? What's up with the trees being lopsided? Like why do you cross through the middle and get to the opposite side to recreate the builds we have today? Maybe bringing Storm Strike out over here so it's clear that you're going to have like a Storm Strike or a Lava Lash build, because I assume our mastery is still the same, like where it only affects like our non-physical spells. So you gear differently for these two abilities. But I'll keep an eye on this for builds in the future. Let's see how long it takes them to do follow-ups. And I'm not sure who is like the big enhanced shaman person, but I'll keep an eye out for other people doing reviews as well. Feel free to post in the the enhanced channel in the Discord if you come across any videos like that you want me to check out. But yeah, good luck. Let's pray pray for the expansion to not suck. See you guys.